thank you so much for joining us today for Everyday Yoga. Again, my mom is joining us today. This is Kathy, and we really appreciate you spending your valuable time with us today. We're doing a chair yoga sequence, but we're doing it standing. If standing is not comfortable for you, please feel free to take a seat and do just the upper half of the sequence from there. So right now we're going to stand in Tadasana, which is mountain pose in yoga, which is basically just really looks a lot like standing. But, but it's a really present and deliberate way of standing. So if you have your chair nearby and you're joining us for standing, you feel free to reach out and use the chair at any time for balance. If you want to go ahead and challenge your balance, just let go of the chair for a moment. Or again, you can be doing this from the seat up if you want to do it from a seated position. And we're just going to rock back and forth a little bit on our feet. And you'll know when you're too far forward, and you'll know when you're too far back. So find that spot where you are neither too far forward nor too far back. Nice and centered. And then press down firmly all the way through all the four corners of your feet, the pinky toe, the big toe, the left and right sides of the heel, everything pressing down evenly. And then think about drawing the knees up a little bit, engaging the fronts of the thighs just a bit to lift those knees up. And as you visualize your legs, we're kind of going to want to traction them inward towards one another. So we're not actually turning the leg, but we're just kind of visualizing just a little bit of engagement, drawing the thighs inward, which opens up space in the low back, giving your sacrum a little space to breathe here. So we're pressing down in the feet, lifting up in the thighs, drawing the thighs towards one another. And our pelvis is nice and neutral here, right underneath the heart. And the head is right over the heart. So everything is all nice in a long, straight line. Let's open up the arms so the palms are gently facing forward. And let's lift the shoulders up towards the ears, and then exhale, letting them come back and down. Tilt the chin gently to keep the neck long. Think about like a puppet master or marionette, drawing a string up from the crown of the head as you press down into the feet. This is Tadasana, mountain pose. Basically just standing. But we're not standing on a hip like this. We're nice and even and making space in between all the vertebrae, standing as tall as possible, which isn't very tall for us, but
I was
still.
going to say, I ought to have the nurse come check my height now.
This is the time. If you were ever going to measure, this is the time.
Hurry.
This is how you stand when you go to the doctor next time, and see if you don't gain 1/4 of an inch anyway. So we're inhaling here, drawing the chin towards the chest, the crown towards the spine, pressing the feet into the earth. And exhaling, letting everything relax. Still standing tall, still being engaged, but finding a little bit of ease in this place. Breathing into the sides of the body. Breathing into the front and the back of the body. So we're going to go ahead and try tree pose here. Tree pose being a very common pose that we do in lots of yoga classes, but it's really great for working on balance. And you can take tree pose to a very high, very advanced level, but we're going to use our chair for balance today. So go ahead and take your left hand to the chair, and you could even face the chair. So with one hand, the left hand on the back of the chair, we're finding Tadasana in this pose, grounding through the feet, drawing up through the thighs, internally finding that just a little hint of traction to keep some space in the tailbone. Relaxing the shoulders, maybe relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the jaw, drawing the shoulder blades down the back towards one another. And at this point, if you want to stay right here, you can. Or you can make a branch with your tree and draw the right arm up to the sky, taking the fingertips up overhead. You can stay here, or maybe you might want to move your branch out a little bit. Maybe take the arm out to the side, maybe wave it around in the wind. And if you'd like to challenge your balance a little bit more, you can release the left hand from the chair and reach both arms up to the sky. One more inhale here, and then let's draw the palms together overhead if both arms are lifted, and gently bring the palms back to the heart, coming back to balance. And then we got to even things out, so let's switch sides here. Mom, why don't you just use this chair for the right, and I'll come over here in front. Regular tree pose, you could come to your toe tips.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Or you could bring the sole of the foot to the inside of the calf. You could even bring it all the way up to the inside of the thigh and then really go for it. So
You could bring it all the way.
But even this right here is still tree pose. So there's lots of different modifications that we can do to make it accessible for everybody, and you're still getting the benefit.
I recommend this one for beginners.
That's why we're starting here. So we're going to find Tadasana in this pose. Again, grounding down through the feet, drawing up in the thighs, keeping the head over the heart and the heart over the pelvis. And if you'd like to reach that left arm up towards the sky, and if you'd like to let go of the chair, you can reach both arms up. Think tree here. Think opening up to the sunshine, maybe wiggling your fingers like leaves blowing in the wind, drawing the heart up towards the sky, letting the shoulder blades relax down the back. Inhaling here, expanding the body, expanding the branches. Exhale, rooting down into the earth. One more big breath here. And then let's bring the palms together overhead and back to the heart. So let's come back to our original spots here. And let's do a nice Uttanasana, forward fold. So we're standing in Tadasana. And we're inhaling our arms up, palms up, coming overhead where the palms meet. Do that again. Inhale, arms out to the side, palms up towards the sky, lifting the palms up overhead where they meet. And exhale, hands through heart center, bend the knees, and come all the way forward, down to forward fold, just like we did in the chair sequence last time. And those knees can be bent as generously as you like. You can bring the tops of the hands or the fingertips to the tops of the feet or the floor. Or you can grab your elbows in the opposite hands, making a little frame around your head. And just relax the head, relax the neck, surrender the weight of the body. You can straighten the legs a little bit if you'd like a little more of a stretch in the hamstrings.
Whoa.
As you inhale here, think about how the skin of the back is stretching as you fill up the lungs. And as you exhale, just let the head go, let the neck be long. When you're ready, let's switch the clasp so that you're holding a little on the wonky side.
Feels a little bit unnatural, but we're balancing everything out. Inhaling and exhaling. Maybe bend the knees a little more. Maybe straighten the legs a little more, but never hyperextending the knees. We want to keep those puppies safe. And the next time you exhale, release the hands. Bring them to your fronts of your shins here. And as you inhale and exhale, continuing to breathe, we're just going to roll up slowly, one vertebrae at a time, tracing with our hands across the shins, bending those knees, tracing the hands over the knees, tracing the fingertips of the thighs, reaching the fingertips up alongside the body, palms towards the ears, reaching the hands up towards the sky. Exhale, plugging those arm bones down into the shoulder sockets. Inhale here, look up, maybe take a tiny little back bend, opening up the heart. Exhale, hands to heart, where we tilt the chin gently and say, Namaste. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thanks, Mom, for joining us. Say goodbye,
Thanks
Mom.
for having me. Goodbye, Mom.
Thank you. Thank you for being a really good sport about that.
You're
I
welcome.
love you.